Hello friends, this is Coldrun back with... It took me a second to remember what I was playing. Not Type 0, not Final Fantasy Type 0, not Hades, but Mass Effect. Two things before we get started. One is I'm just finishing up my Hades Let's Play, which is what I've been doing for a couple times a week. More than that before Mass Effect, but even recently I was doing it a couple times a week, and I'm kind of finishing the main story, and so I have a little room there. I'm not sure what to put there. Maybe some magic videos, maybe a game I haven't played before, Subnautica or Horizon or something like that. I don't know. So if you have a preference or something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know, and I'll take a look at it. The other thing is, I wanted to talk about the pace of these, just very briefly. I don't want to put out more than 3 of these a week. The reason is that I don't like overwhelming people with these, and I feel like I'm already replenish medgel. Ooh, neat. I feel like I'm already monopolizing a lot of people's time with these videos, and in a way that's kind of uncomfortable for me. And so, like, I don't want to feel like people who are interested in this series, in seeing the series, have to commit more than, you know, a few sessions a week to watching it to keep up. That's all. Anyway, let's check what new things we have. Journal. Prologue, find the beacon. What's assignments? Maybe assignments is going to be like side quests. The beacon on Eden Prime is destroyed. Before it self-destructed, it burned horrific images of death and galactic destruction into your mind. Whether these are images of the past or warnings of the future, you can't really say. Again, very much getting memories of the... what do you call it? I don't remember what it was called. The calling or the vision in Final Fantasy 13 that the Lassie got. I don't remember what the name of that was. Okay, go to the cockpit. Tell Joker to bring the Normandy to the dock at the Citadel. So the Citadel is where is like Alien United Nations, if I remember. Codex.
Roughly 12.
Turians we've read about. I think this is... Oh, here we are.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans.
Oh.
Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy.
Oh,
the
shit,
Citadel
okay.
is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Okay, so it's more than just the United Nations. It's like a major residential and commercial hub too, it looks like. Okay. Interesting. And that's where we're heading next. And what that second thing...
The Citadel is an ancient deep space...
Oh, God, I really wish I could turn that off just so I could read it and talk about it while reading it, but I can't. That thing I mentioned at the end, how like it can, if it's attacked, it can like cocoon up and turn it into like form a defensive formation. Like, that's 100% going to be a thing in this game, or maybe later in the series, like where something's going to attack it and we'll get to see it in cocoon form, and I'm already excited for that. Weapons, armor, and equipment.
Combat hard suits Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates Council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Interesting. Interesting that it's not just, it's like a kind of genetic engineering. That's really cool. What else do we have? Citadel and Galactic Government. Okay, Citadel Station Statistics. I'm not going to read all that. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of the rotation. So does that mean it's rotating? What's it rotating around? Is it just rotating, like spinning, like just really fast? I don't know. Presidium rings. There's a couple of rings to it. Rotational gravity, gross weight. Yeah, like 7.11 billion metric tons. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know how heavy that is in comparison to a continent, a planet, a building. I mean, certainly more than a building, but like, I don't know how many billion metric tons are. Is it a big planet? Is it a very small moon? I have no idea. Height of the Presidium Tower is 1,047 meters. That's high. That's a high tower. Okay. And I think that's it for now. Okay, let's go this way.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
How you doing, Kaidan?
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
It's you that I'm shocked didn't die. I really thought you were just random cannon fodder for the start of the game.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. It doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
Yeah, I want to be supportive of, like, teammates and humans.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck.
Agreed.
It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
I would like to see him played by Oscar Isaac in the movie, if there's ever a movie about this. Assuming he doesn't die in, like, the next 10 minutes. If he's, like, a main character. Seems like you've been around.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
I never met my parents. If they wanted to see me, they'd have contacted me after that mess a few years back.
Oh, that's right, a cruise. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
Yeah, I can't. I think it's just
The captain's
restricted.
briefing was confidential.
Understood, ma'am. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Awesome. Paragon points +2. Again, I'm not going to be going for any specific ending there, just because I don't know what the endings are. There's nothing I specifically want to reach for. Like, whatever ending I get, I will be happy with for this first run.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Was that all I could
How
ask?
did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right
No, that was all.
But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to
Okay,
keep
that was all.
expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always...
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
Those are all like the only things, those are all like the best things you could ask for in a commander, so he seems like a good dude.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
Is that he mentioned that he was a biotic, so maybe this has something to do with being a biotic?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Elcor was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Kaidan's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I get what you're saying, but I've never heard the term lucky and migraines in the same sentence. But I get what you're saying.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
See ya, Dr. Chakwas. Technology. Biotic amps. Biotics manipulate mass effect fields using dozens of element zero nodules within their nervous systems that react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow biotics to synchronize the nodules so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. Okay. So a specific discipline or talent. This must mean, does it just mean like you can get special kinds of magic powers, or does it mean that like, I mean not magic, but can you get special kinds of like, I specialize in making platforms, or I specialize in lifting shit with my mind, or maybe like some people can use biotics to like become great piano players. I don't know what the limits of these are. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged in. On humans, the implant is usually placed at the base of the skull for convenient access, though the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Implant ports can fit a variety of amps, and there's a growing market for modifications and add-ons. Oh my god, I'll bet. This is cyberpunk written all over it. The finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by Asari artisans, but the Alliance's L3 implants, first deployed in 2170, are a significant step forward. Interesting. Ooh, more Codex stuff.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are three branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element zero. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
So I imagine the answer is it's not possible, but how is it possible for them to ethically develop biotics then? Are all the biotics that are in existence now the result of that, like, I don't know what it was. It was the thing in, I don't remember if it was the Philippines or Indonesia, but it was some kind of thing that happened down there, right, where like people were contaminated with type 0 and there was a huge array of cancer, or type 0 with element 0, and these huge rates of cancer. And so I wonder, is this, at this point, are people who have it, like, because if they normally have it in utero, like, do they pay parents to like take the risk with their fetuses? That's got to be, or is it something less, even less savory than that, or even less consenting than that? I don't know. I do not know. Hey, Ashley. We haven't really talked since combat.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Did you even meet him? I guess you knew him probably beforehand. Soldiers die. I mean, soldiers do die, except...
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
That's right.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
You helped through the mission fail. I feel like this is a chance to be hard on myself rather than on someone else.
Dead Marines, dead colonists. And in the end, we still didn't get that beacon.
You saved a lot of lives, Commander. It might be hard to keep that in perspective with what happened to Jenkins.
I need to go speak with Joker.
Goodbye, Commander.
Renegade +2. So Renegade is a star with 3 stripes, with 3 like military, I don't know what those are called, those like upward and downward arcing stripes. This is slowly moving to the left. Okay. I think that was all for, again, this feels very slow at times. Okay, I guess I can adjust sensitivity. So I can go up the elevator, or I can go up the stairs. Let's get our steps in for the day. Ooh. Salute, I don't know who you are. So there's a galaxy map, Navigator Presley. Oh, and Joker's like at the other end, right? Yeah, okay, I know where we are now. Nav Manual 1.4.1. Okay. Systems Alliance military jargon. Ass whore. Ashore. Ashore. When... Oh my god. No, I'm not editing that out. When a ship's crew leaves the vessel, they are ashore. They are ashore. Though I assure you I am saying the word ashore. Though normally used regarding planets, it can refer to boarding a space station. Away, when a ship releases the equipment, tethering it to a space station or surface dock, it is away. I'm sure these are actual terms. Releases the equipment, it's away. So like when you weigh anchor, you're like leaving, right? Aye, aye, the proper way to acknowledge an order. If told to attack, the correct response would be, aye, aye, sir. If you are asked, are you proud to be a Marine, the correct response is, yes, sir. I did not know that. That makes sense, though. I guess, it makes sense when I see it, but I didn't put together that there's that difference. So aye, aye is acknowledging an order. Yes is if you're acknowledging something, but you're not acknowledging, it's not an order. ASAP, yep, as soon as possible. Belay, stop, cease. Bridge, the navigation center of a spacecraft where the steering is done. Captain's mast, non-judicial disciplinary proceedings by unit commanders. Non-judicial disciplinary proceeding. Okay, so like if someone messes up a procedure and you want them to like swab the deck or whatever, like that decision process takes place in the captain's mast. CIC, Combat Information Center, the command center of a spacecraft. The CIC is filled with sensor displays to make sense out of the chaos of combat. Maybe that's where we are now. DC, damage control, the containment and repair of damage to a spacecraft, okay? ECM, electronic countermeasures used to avoid enemy sensors from passive emissions to masking active jamming. Okay, so so hiding yourself on sensors, going cloaking, all that sort of stuff. EVA, extravehicular activity, time spent in a pressure suit outside of a vehicle, spacecraft, or station. So like spacewalks, or even I guess if you're docked and you're just walking around town, maybe that's extravehicular activity. Oh no, in a pressure suit, so it can't be just like shore leave. Okay. Flank. Flank is the side of a military formation. Since the soldiers are facing elsewhere, an enemy that can attack on the flank and often turn it or roll it up. These are probably all real ones. FNG, freaking new guy. A derisive term for inexperienced personnel. FNG. New guy was my nickname for about a year at the first place I worked when I was a legal assistant. Groundside, the surface of a planet. Helmsman, the crew member who pilots a spacecraft, makes sense. LADAR, LADAR we've heard of. Light amplified detection and ranging, an active sensor that bounces lasers off an object to determine its bearing and distance. LADAR has sufficient resolution that the data can be reconstructed into an image. Yep, so we have heard that before. Shore party, spacecraft crew sent ashore in official business. Silent running, yeah, there was that old submarine movie, Run Silent, Run Deep, I think. An old submariner's term used aboard the Normandy to denote when stealth systems are active. Yep. SITREP, abbreviation of Situation Report and Evaluation of the Current Military Situation. Spacer, someone who has spent most of their life in space. Yep. And XO, Executive Officer. A lot of these are just standard military terms. I like it. Second in command of an alliance warship. I didn't know that's what the XO was. So it's the second in command. So like Riker was the Enterprise, was Picard's XO. The XO is responsible for administrative and personnel matters. Okay, good to know. Do you have anything to say? You don't either. Not you two. How you doing, Navigator Presley?
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
I'm glad I'm okay too. I would not have liked to not be okay. Ooh, this is cool. Galaxy map. Only the XO may... Oh, no, that's Executive Officer. Only the commanding officer may specify a designation for the Normandy. Okay. So this will probably be where we go when we, want to... If we get to move the ship to another planet or something. Okay, how are y'all doing? Good, good, good. Anything over here? Again, I'm holding left as hard as I can, and it's just really slow in turning around, so I don't know if that's just me or if that's how it is. Alright, Joker, what do you got?
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Yup, that's cool as fuck. 100% cool as fuck.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please
Joker's
proceed
voice
to
is
dock
familiar to me
422.
too. I'm trying to think of where I can pin it down. I don't know why Joker's voice is familiar to me. He has kind of a bro dude quality to his voice that's really
This
ringing
is
some
an
bells.
outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Seren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
I'm not gonna sit on my ass just because the Council doesn't want to do anything. If they won't stop Saren, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres.
Boo, boo, Council.
Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Interesting. So you hate so Ashley hates politicians. That's kind of new information. Yeah, Citadel. Expose Saren. Go to the Citadel Tower on the Presidium for an audience with the Council. Okay.
The Citadel.
Oh, Citadel Council. Here we are.
Is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
So we're an associate member, but we're not a full member. That is good to know. Okay. So Turian are the military, Solarian are the like the crafty folks, I guess, the intelligence, and the Asari are diplomats and mediators. I don't know which is which. I'm gonna guess that the Asari maybe are the blue people, but I guess I don't know. We'll find out, I'm sure. Follow the pulsing arrow on your radar to the Citadel Tower. Okay. But what if I didn't? What else is here? Oh, easy description. Okay, begin manual override, sure. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson, reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rho cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for this sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? Is this an assignment? This sounds like a side quest. While on the Citadel, you uncovered an Alliance patrol. One of the patrols mentioned some strange activity in the Hydra system, the Argos Rho cluster. Go to the Hydra system and investigate. Okay, this absolutely is a side quest. 95% sure. Do you have anything to say while we're here?
Big place.
Okay. How about you?
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
So you're definitely, like, a little bit bigoted, it seems like. I'm sure there's justification, but holy shit, I can't tell the aliens from the animals. That's a sentence.
allegations are very serious. This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash.
I immediately love these potato people. Look at them. There's tiny potato and there's like baked potato. Oh my god, I love them all.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Like a hug?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort. I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human.
So it's like Snuffleupagus, like grew up and evolved and became like a space diplomat and shaved a lot of his fur off. I am so excited by these people. What about you, little friend?
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I love their voices.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
Yeah, why so cranky?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Okay, so it seems like the small potato is the russet potato, if you will, has a different race than the big potatoes, than the Idaho potatoes.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door.
So they're the
in
Elcor.
his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
Tell me about the Volus.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
So you sound pissed about that. Okay, so they have a very high opinion of themselves, perhaps with good reason. I'm not quite sure yet. I've only heard from someone with a high opinion of themselves. But, yeah, they're not happy with how they're treated. Oh, wait, whoops.
I'd like to know more about the
I'm
Volus.
sure our history and culture would
Culture, there
bore
we are.
you.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing.
Interesting.
Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
I was afraid when he mentioned the standardized currency that they would be like Ferengi knockoffs and kind of annoying in the same way, but it's very, very different so far. Just different focus.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Dan. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Hey, we haven't joined the Council either. Chastising remark.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
Okay, I think we're done.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
It was a delight talking to you.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
Alright, non-council races.
The Geth, the Volus, are a member species.
Oh, they're
of the
kind of like
Citadel
moles, aren't
with
they?
their own embassy. But they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection. Erun, their homeworld, lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry.
Hence the masks.
As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open. Volus culture is tribal, bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
Yeah, they seem like a big deal. They seem like actually a big deal. Not just self-important, but actually important. And I think before we wrap up today, let's talk to my best friend.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kaidan. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Genuine query, your speech.
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kaidan? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Oh, yeah, our ways.
Full response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Delighted investigation, Elcor.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Yes.
I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
And I'm curious what your thing is. Like, if their thing is banking and money, if the Volus' thing is banking and money and trade, what's yours?
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups. Though we are always welcoming to outsiders, our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Okay, so insular, slow-moving. Yeah, makes sense.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
I love their speech patterns so much, and that way of saying, like, I mean, you see it in internet speak, like when someone's sarcastic, they'll say something like /s, like to indicate that what they're about to do is sarcastic. And it feels like for them, the world is sort of like, it has that message board quality to it, where it's hard to convey, for them to physically convey their emotions or intentions, and so they have to be extra clear about it.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Sincere farewell to you too. It was a delight to meet you, you adorable potato.
The
Elcor, yeah.
The Elcor are a Citadel species native to the high-gravity world Dakuna. They are massive creatures, standing on 4 muscular legs for increased stability. Elcor move slowly, an evolved response to an environment where a fall can be lethal.
Oh, interesting,
This
okay.
has colored their psychology, making them deliberate and conservative. Elcor's speech is ponderous and monotone. Among themselves, scent, slight movements, and sub-vocalized infrasound convey shades of meaning that make a human smile seem as subtle as a fireworks display. Since their subtlety can lead to misunderstandings with other species, the Elcor often go out of their way to clarify when they are being sarcastic, amused, or angry. Dakuna's high gravity impedes mountain formation. Most of the world consists of flat, open plains, which prehistoric Elcor wandered across in small family bands. Modern Elcor still prefer open sky, and can become restless and uncomfortable on long starship journeys.
This is going to be it for me for today. This was a delight, this session. I'm glad we got here. I'm glad we got to meet the Volus and the Elcor. They're both fantastic. But mostly the Elcor. Look at you, big snuggly potato. I want to give you a hug. Okay, that's going to be it from... What are you? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just noticing this thing. It's like, I want to talk to this little, like, crabadoodle over here. This thing looks so friggin' cute in a way that would terrify me if I saw it in real life. But, yeah, that's going to be it from me for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you all later. Okay, bye-bye.